Stranger Things tells the story of a top-secret government experiment on a person of extraordinary ability who accidentally creates a portal to an alternate dimension. But can you imagine if Stranger Things wasn't just a story? What if Stranger Things was real? Hello and welcome back to Life's Biggest Questions. I'm Charlotte Dobre. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up and subscribe. Stranger Things has become a cultural phenomenon because it combines conspiracy theories with elements of the supernatural. But is it really inconceivable that a government experiment like the one in Stranger Things exists? Maybe not. In fact, the Duffer Brothers, the writers of Stranger Things, based their series on a real-life conspiracy theory that a lot of people believe in. Stranger Things was originally supposed to be called Montauk, and it was based on a trilogy of novels by Preston B. Nichols, which was based on his experiences at Camp Hero. What is Camp Hero? It's a secret US military institution on Long Island in New York, where scientists were rumored to have pushed the limits of what was theoretically possible. This was called the Montauk Project because it took place at the Montauk Air Force Station. Stories about the Montauk Project began to circulate in the 1980s. These stories originated from Preston Nichols, who claimed to have recovered repressed memories of his involvement in the project. He alleges that time travel experiments were conducted, teleportation, mind control, as well as psychic warfare. He recalls that children were allegedly abducted from their homes, taken to the facility, and experimented on. Preston Nichols says he has memories of being part of a scientific experiment known as the Montauk Chair, which amplifies psychic powers. One of the experiments, which Nichols calls the Seeing Eye, resembles the experiment that caused Eleven to open the portal to the Upside Down. Nichols also writes about children being abducted and experimented on, and apparently some were sent through a portal into the unknown of space-time. I will say that Nichols' claims have not been confirmed, and they are conspiracy theories, but that doesn't mean they're completely untrue. There have been many reports of government programs conducting questionable experiments over the years, like MK Ultra and Project Stargate. MK Ultra was a program funded by the CIA, where drugs were experimented with to see if they had the power to control minds. Years later, test subjects began to come forward, writing books about their experiences. Project Stargate is another secret government program. It was funded by the US Army, and its purpose was to attempt to find out if paranormal phenomena could be used for military purposes. Kathy O'Brien wrote 2 books about being involved in something called Project Monarch. Project Monarch involved testing mind control techniques on children. The purpose? To create a super soldier, much like Eleven. In 1995, US President Bill Clinton even issued an apology, stating that thousands of government experiments took place at hospitals, universities, and military bases in the US. These experiments were kept secret, and much of the evidence was destroyed. He apologized on behalf of the US government to the citizens who were subject to these experiments. So what if Stranger Things was real? Let's be realistic here. If there was really a portal to another dimension and human test subjects with extraordinary abilities, there is no way the public would know about them. The government would cover up the evidence as they've done in the past. Thousands of files have been destroyed. We don't know the full extent of these government experiments, but people who claim to have been involved, like Preston B. Nichols and Kathy O'Brien, would likely write books about their experiences. These books would be compelling, but would be dismissed as conspiracy theories, much like they are today. A portal to an alternate dimension is not a concept many people can stomach, and it's definitely not something that a government would want another government to know about. The government would also not want the masses to know that they abduct people and conduct experiments on them. So what if Stranger Things was real? It could be real right now, but you'll never know about it. I'm Charlotte Dobre for Life's Biggest Questions. Thanks so much for watching. On the screen right now, you'll see a link to our Patreon page where you can sign up to be a patron of Life's Biggest Questions. And if you would like to continue on your quest for answers, check out our playlist, Biggest What Ifs. That's it for me, and thanks for watching LBQ.